Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 251. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and today we're going to continue the arc of the Art of Deck Building by talking about that new hotness. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're going to talk about at least 4 lists that were submitted for the same commander in across the Discord and the email and social media everywhere. People are loving on this deck, possibly the most, at least in the nation.
Yep.
We're going to tell some stories. We're going to thank some people. We're going to have a good time. But before we do any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. My booster box is in.
Oh, shit.
My mailbox didn't burn down.
I was going to say, is it in your hands yet?
Yes. I've opened a bunch of it. I cracked a few cards that I needed, and I do have a shopping cart started from Fusion, CCO Fusion 5, to get 5% off your entire order, including stuff that's already on sale, like their deal of the week. Yeah, I cracked me a Urza's Saga. Cracked one.
Which symbol was that? Was that the gears?
Yes.
Is that the vial?
It's the gears.
Do the gears have foils?
No.
Good.
No, they do not.
Good.
Why you got gears in your Project Red deck no left behind?
I do.
Yeah. And you don't want to have to pay for those.
No, you don't want gears, and you don't want a specific type of strangely shaped crystal ball, it turns out.
Is that like
Conspiracy 2.
Conspiracy 2?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, playable foils from that setter.
Yeah,
we're going to get to that tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. If you're watching this today, like the day it comes out.
If you're watching this today, it's like, of course they're watching it today because it's today.
Yeah, you're watching it right now. If you're watching it the day that it comes out, we've got a bonus show. It's the last day of the month, the last Wednesday of the month. Bonus show tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some updates to some stuff that Brando's working on. We're going to be talking more about show them the box. We've got some giveaway boxes. We're doing 2 secret layer giveaways for July for patrons and social media followers. Those are the collective members of CCO Nation. So tune in for that. But today we're doing Grist the Hunger Tide. Can we call them Grist? Because it sounds more like Christ.
We can call them whatever we want. We could call them wrist. We could call them stug.
But I don't know why we would call them that.
Because it's grist backwards.
Oh, very good. Well, give Grist a read, then we'll talk about everything else.
It's a planeswalker. Good
Yeah,
God.
Can you read it or you want me to read it?
I got it.
You got it?
Grist the Hunger Tide is a 3 loyalty planeswalker for green, black, 1. As long as it isn't in play, it is a 1/1 insect creature. That's important, and that's why it can be the commander.
That's right, because even when it's not the game, that means it's not on the battlefield. So the game, when you start, will recognize it as being a creature, and because it's a planeswalker, it's legendary. So, They figured it out.
The fact that we had to high-end conceptualize that rule so that people would get it is like, come on.
Read the rest of the card.
Anyway, +1, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature. You mill the top card of your library. If it's a bug, you do it again.
Ooh.
So that's some Golgari shit.
And bug shit. We're incentivized to play bugs.
Truth. Insects.
Yes.
And I guess that's the same. It's a synonym.
Can we call them bugs? We're going to call them bugs. That's way easier.
Agreed. -2, you can sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker.
That's a pretty good one.
It's not too bad. And then the last one is -5. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of insects in your graveyard.
Also good. If you had I don't know.
Say 40 of them.
It's pretty good. They're probably going to die.
Yes.
So pretty cool card. $10 card right now. I don't know. Let's probably go down a little bit, hey?
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to see adoption into Eternal formats or what have you. It's just expensive because it's, like you said, the new hotness.
It's the new hot. Lots of people are after this. I was actually thinking about playing it in my Ooze Tribal deck, and then I just decided against it.
No. Your Ooze Tribal is going to have black in it, too?
Ooze Tribal is green-black.
Neat. Mm-hmm. What else is black? Is there black oozes? Who's the commandy?
Hapatra.
Hapustra.
Yeah.
That sounds dirty.
There's 2 oozes of note. There's Consumptive Goo, is black, and I like that
Yep,
one.
yep.
And Necrotic Ooze,
Very good.
which is it turns out a really scary card.
And Necrotic Ooze can actually gain Grist's abilities when Grist is in your graveyard because it's a creature there, and Necrotic Ooze can use its loyalty abilities from Grist. That was actually a topic that I found when searching for Grist decks in the Discord.
That's actually a thing. That's why I wanted to play Grist in the deck. It was to put it, but it's like, so I got to pay 3, get this Planeswalker,
Have it die.
What do I do with it? Do I just kill it myself?
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to attack into it knowing that I want it in the bin, just so I can get the Necrotic Ooze off of it. It's like, it's too much work.
Too much hoops. We like different kinds of hoops.
Also
I guess
important
what
to
that is.
note on the art, as far as the hints go, if you were guessing from our pre-show yesterday, Grist is the little moth thing that's on the name line of the card. The rest of that is the minions animating some kind of a skeleton to make it look real spooky. But the Grist, the hive mind leader, is 100%
That little tiny
one.
moth.
So if Joe could put that on the screen and maybe circle the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, highlight it, make it big or whatever. Yeah.
And another reason why those sketch cards were shitty, that moth was not visible on the sketch version of this card.
Oh, no way.
So
Never even knew
yeah,
that.
just another reason to just hate those.
Well, here's the thing, king of the segue. Big shout out to Joe Mama, if you will. He does the YouTube stuff, and he does a good job. We featured his deck last week, where on the pre-show last week, and this is the thing for all the new YouTubers, the new tubers that are new to the channel, you watch the pre-show on Monday. In the comments of the pre-show, you guess what the commander we're going to feature is. You can win one of our stinky onion bag from the sack of packs that we crack. We be sack crack packing, or sack cracking.
Sack?
Sack cracking.
Like a ball sack with tentacles that comes out of the ocean and attacks a coastal town like that?
No, I thought of like walnuts, but they're nuts, and you crack them with like a walnut cracker.
I guess both are
yeah.
legitimate ways to look at things. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Just
Okay.
what is in your mind's eye when you have a sack of packs that you whatever.
Sack cracking.
Yeah. So, anyways, somebody, the winner, and I have to figure out how to pronounce her last name because I didn't actually practice it. It was just the winner based on the random number generator.
Hey, wait, look at me. Look at the name. Say it.
I have to read it. I don't know what it is.
Look at me, look at the name, and just say it. Say it the first way that comes into your head.
This is the winner who guessed Alila from last week's pre-show. Stephen Brynildsen. I think I did it.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Brynildsen. Yes, Brynildsen. Stephen, get at us. CommanderCookout@gmail.com. Let us know that you're the winner. Let us know where to send it. And we'll send you a random stinky pack. Yeah, that's it.
Are they actually smelly? Like,
you know, I've
the
never...
sacks are kind of plasticky. They don't really hold smells that well.
I think that it wasn't actually, and this is some deep cut shit. I don't think it was an onion bag. I think it was a potato bag.
Well, I have an onion bag in my basement. We're replacing it. We're just
going to replace it.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll keep the packs at your house because I keep the bag actually in a filing cabinet with a lot of the rest of my Magic collection. Yeah.
I don't know.
There is actually a bag. Not all the packs are in it. Some of the packs are just in a box.
Sealed product is not safer. I'm surprised you're letting me sit this close to these secret layers.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to open these so bad. It's hurting me.
That's fine.
It's doing physical damage to me. It's like burning my skin. I want a sealed product that's close to me that I can't open. I don't like it.
Well, you know, I got nothing.
I know.
I got nothing. We've got some people to thank, though.
Let's do it.
We've got some people to thank. Before we get to whose decks we're featuring today, we do have some thank yous for new patrons and an increased pledge. Big thanks to all the new YouTube subs.
And if you're not subbed, why the fuck not?
Yeah, I'll be nice and say thanks for being here. Welcome to the channel. Check out the other playlists, the videos. Check out Brando Does Stuff. Check out Commander Ad Populum. Those are other solo channels that we do. Brando will do the yelling and screaming because people seem to like when he does that. And like he says, if you're not subscribed, like,
Why aren't you?
just fucking do it.
You don't need to click the bell just to subscribe.
Yeah.
The bell is preferable, but you know what? Just click the fucking subscribe. You're here anyway.
That's it. And you know what? Joe will appreciate it. Tyler, our editor, will appreciate it. He does the top 5s and 5s that you can watch this ass weekend.
Ooh.
There's one coming out. I got to send him the video still so he can put it together.
And no pressure.
Yeah. But we've got some patrons to thank too. One of the benefits to being in the nation at patreon.com/CCO Podcast. You get a CCO nickname for the Discord.
I don't know why anybody wants these.
Or for Twitter, or just so you can have your name dragged through the mud, and maybe you like that kind of thing. I don't know. First one is an increase. This is Corey Briscoe. You get a new shout out if you increase your pledge for anybody who's a member. Briscoe, I feel like this was like a brisket joke.
Or like Brick Shithouse.
Corey Brick Shithouse. That might have actually been it.
Speaking of bricks and shit, did you know that wombat poop is like a cube? I learned that this week. Their poop is like a little cube.
How defined are the edges of the cube is what I want to know.
We're not talking 90 degrees, but
Okay.
if you were really in a pinch and you had a stick and some wombat poop, you could roll dice.
Like a stick, you could poke little holes in the dice.
Like you could play
to be
Yahtzee
numbers?
with them. Like I don't know the rectal gymnastics you have to go through to make cubes of poop, but
you
they
know
do
what
it.
Okay, so we're talking about theme decks a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow, I guess, on the bonus show. You could use wombat poop dice on your grist, and it would be like bug,
Compost.
dung beetle, compost, dirt, Golgari. That's pretty cool.
Neat. Yeah. It's yet another weird thing that comes out of Australia, hey?
Yeah, I guess
Just the weird shit that goes
That's
down
it. That's it. Okay, the rest of the patrons.
All right, hit him with it. Hit him.
First one, longtime CCO auction supporter for the altars on our Facebook page. Head over, check it out. Like and follow the page, of course. This is Casey Vickers, or Case Vickers. I'm not sure.
Oh, like Katie Vick from wrestling.
I don't know who that is.
Longtime Dub F fans will know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you got to go back to the F?
And they are triggered.
Is Joe Mama going to be able to find a picture?
Absolutely. We want the one from the funeral home with the cane mask, Joe. That's what we want.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, it is. And when I'm very excited for everybody to see that. This is a good nickname. I'm proud of this one.
Okay, good. Well, I'm happy and proud that Case Vickers can be in the nation with all of the other great members of the community. Next,
7 out of 10 at best.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Next shout out.
Okay.
This is Brady K. And Brady says that they drive a lot with work. They like the style of the show, and they are catching up on the CCO backlog, and they're on like episode 60.
Oh.
Whew. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long slog. He has a long road to hoe, as they say.
Yes. And I'm wondering, like, Brady K, is that like Mary K? And he's driving like the pink SUV that my grandma used to drive?
Or is he Brady K and Ashley Olsen?
Deep cut. Brady K and Ashley Olsen it is. Driving his pink car, his pink grandma car.
I like it.
Fuck. Welcome to the nation.
And F you for being here.
Oh, man. I think he said he wanted a dirty nickname, too. That was a gooder. Oh, excellent. Okay, last one. This is Andy McKilla. Fucking cool.
Andy McKiller. I love that.
Fucking McKiller. That sounds like a rapper name.
That's literally everything you order from McDonald's. This just takes a long time.
McKiller.
I'd like a McKiller, please. And they just give you like
food.
It's a Big Mac with 6 nuggets on top instead of cheese.
I'd like a McKiller, and they're like, here you go. Come back every day for a month, and it'll kill you. We've seen the movie. That guy was gonna die.
Definitely. That guy's life was at an end.
Yeah, I think he did die now.
Is he? Really?
I don't think that. I have no idea.
It's possible.
I don't know. We're talking about Super Size Me, of course. That
Yes.
documentary on McDonald's.
Ooh, speaking of movies and things that eat lots of stuff, Jaws turned like 45 or 46 this week.
Oh wow,
That's just a thing that I learned.
I want Jaws and Super Size Me to be like one movie.
You want Jaws to eat Ronald McDonald? And then Grimace kind of floats out there to get him, and Birdie the early bird's flying around over top trying to help him out, and the Hamburglers stealing all their shit off the beach.
The Hamburger and Andy McKilla are like, whoa, what's up? And they're going to steal stuff.
They're just shooting guns in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, and now it's a Western. Jaws is like, where'd all the water go? Oh, fuck. That's great. Well,
Yes.
big thanks to all the patrons. If you're thinking about becoming a patron, Now is the time because we are doing these secret layer giveaways, and the patrons, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. We want to make sure that the patrons are looked after, so to speak. So we're giving away some couple of little things that we've never showed off before, and we're going to talk about it more tomorrow. We're going to give away some foil secret layers to some patrons, which is exciting because you don't have to pay any money to get them, and then they're free and they're fun. So big thanks. Now. Do we have any other business? Oh, we do. We got to say whose decks these are.
Oh, yeah.
We've got 4 of them. And Brando summarized them pretty good on the pre-show when you said we have the one that we're actually featuring is like a Grist bug tribal deck.
It's kind of the list that it popped into your head when you realized that Grist could be the insect commander.
Yeah, you go to Scryfall and you type in insect creature type, of which you would get 145 hits.
That's a surprising number.
And then if you want cards that have insect in their text box, like the symbiotic vertical cycle from Onslaught, when they die they give you an insect token, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Or something like Swarmyard that regenerates an insect.
Oh yeah.
You would get an additional 19 more hits.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so like 100 and let's call it 160, whatever the number is.
Sure, that's enough to make a tribal deck.
Yeah, some of them are
real bad.
Very obviously like limited fodder, like, a 2/5 beetle with all flavor text, right?
Swamp mosquito.
Yeah. Originally from Alliances.
Yeah.
Giant mantis.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be on the screen. There's some from, like I said in the pre-show, there's some from Mirage Block, some from Alliance, Ice Age.
The ones from Mirage were probably all good.
Oh, yeah, play them all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make a commander deck with 200 cards and just play all the bugs. And people will be okay with it because it's like, oh, yeah, they're fucking bad.
They're trash, yeah.
So that deck that we're featuring, the Bug Tribal one, belongs to Brandon Hunter, patron supporter. Big thanks. And
Blue Fat Ninja.
Yeah, Blue Fat Ninja on Architect. Now, we've got another one. We've got 2 more that are very much thematic, flavorful, based on custom categories given, because it's like they found ways to tie in or name the categories kind of Golgari bug type themed stuff. And they are very much like Graveyard, Sacrifice Engine, Value, Golgari decks with Grist at the helm. That includes bugs, insects.
And these would be the decks where you've played this one for a little while.
Like the insect one.
You really enjoy it. You want to maybe try something a little bit like higher tier, a little bit. You want to try and win more games rather than just play bugs. And you're probably going to move to one of those other 2 decks that we got. Yeah,
it gets more value-y, grindy, getter-backer-y, maybe a little bit aristocrat-y, right? And those 2 decks, that we'll touch on them briefly, but more than anything else, we want to say thank you to Chris Von Doom and Anthony Bockley.
Hang on just a second. Chris Von Doom submitted a graveyard deck?
A Golgari graveyard deck?
I am shocked. Shocked and appalled. No. Although I'm not really that appalled to see him spreading his wings into new deck building territory.
Oh, yeah.
Says the guy who has like 5 fucking red decks.
Yeah, that's it. So Chris and Anthony, big thanks. And then finally, and I think this deck was just a meme on us, and I fucking opened it and I loved it because it's and here's my note, 41 land, 58 planeswalkers. That's the deck.
And that's it. It's if you go to Scryfall, put in black, green as your colors, search planeswalker, that's it.
And that deck belongs to our other editor, T. Coates.
Neat.
Tyler Coates. Yeah, he sent in a deck. So big thanks to everybody for submitting any deck, because we got so many for the arc of the art of deck building. And mostly it's people who want help. And that's partially what the arc is about, but it's also about showcasing like unique, interesting, thematic decks, and that's what we're a little bit tuning or honing in on today.
And where's the help coming from this deck, you might be asking, and here it comes. There's 107 cards in this deck. So Ryan and I, live on the show right now, because we just realized there was 107 cards when we got in today, we're going to cut 7 cards.
That's it. So throughout the course of the show, but I think I know which ones that I would cut already based on just like doing the notes and stuff.
I think I know too from reading the deck. But we're going to get into the deck right now, and we're going to talk some shit and some cool cards.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. We're going to start with the now, We were talking about custom categories a minute ago.
Yeah.
There are custom categories in this deck.
I didn't see that there was.
There's 2 of them. Each of them have 1 card. It's like our boy Blue Fat Ninja started doing it and then just forgot.
Yeah, he's like ramp, and that's Awakening Zone.
Yeah.
And there's actually more ramp than that.
Yeah.
And then there's Increase the Swarm, and that's Coat of Arms.
And there's more of that too.
Which I do appreciate a good coat of arms in a deck, because it's like a big fuck you. I'm tribaling more than you are. I love it. Everybody's super soft on coat of arms. I like it.
Well, I'm super soft on it because it's like, what do you want to do? Help me? Like, do you want to pay 5 mana and put a card into play that's just going to make me kill you faster? Because
you do play lots of
tribal.
tribal. Yeah, you do.
If you play coat of arms against me, I will get you. I will get you.
Well, let's do some of the other things first, and let's hit up the artifacts.
You don't want to start with the creatures? All 40 of them?
Oh, well.
Okay, let's not.
Let's bang through a bunch of the other stuff first. The stuff that people know is going to be in there, the artifacts, the sorceries, the instants, because a lot of it is going to be regular just business, right?
All right, we'll start with the instants.
Sure.
Start with Vona's Hunger.
That each opponent sacks a creature,
Uh-huh.
and then if you have City's Blessing, you something else. Half of the creatures they control.
Round it up.
Okay,
That's
fine.
a cool one.
And
man.
that's just opponents.
Yep.
And that's an instant?
Yeah. Vona's Hunger is the real deal, man. People have been sleeping on that shit.
Dang.
Inspiring Call.
That is draw a card for each creature with a +1 counter on it you control, and then they gain Indestructi until end of turn.
That's a cool one. I like
that one, I think I like that one maybe just as much or maybe a little bit more in +1 decks than Heroic Intervention. Sure, it costs 1 more mana, but I could draw like 6 cards off that.
Yeah.
And my guys get indestructible still.
And this one costs like 35 cents.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Like
$12
$15 or whatever. Heroic Intervention will eventually be $15 again.
Harrow.
Harrow gets you land. You got to sack, but you get them.
Carrion. I love the art on Carrion.
Yes, this is one of the Mirage classics that features the word insect in its text box. This is instant for black 3, sack a creature, which is something that we're going to find we want to do.
Yep.
And then put into play a number of Maggot tokens equal to the sacrificed creature's power, and they are 0/1 black creatures. That's been errated to insect.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the art is all, it's like a dinosaur getting eaten by some little birds.
Yes.
And they're not like buzzard fantasy birds. They're like little songbirds like you'd see on your fence.
Yes.
That's a cool ass card. I like that. I will never believe that this card is $40 and it's Arachnogenesis.
Mother ass, hey?
Yeah.
It's a fog, but you get spiders for each creature that's attacking you.
That is
for
correct.
3. It's never been reprinted, hey? That's like Commander 15, and that's it.
Yeah. That'll see a reprint. It'll go down. I hope it sees a reprint anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get on board the hype train. Choo choo. Lol from the Forgotten Realms is a spider goddess.
Yeah.
Right?
This
So-
card's only going to go up until it gets reprinted.
So let's put it in Forgotten Realms.
We could.
That'd be a cool one, I think.
Yeah.
Altar's Reap.
Sack a creature, draw 2 cards. I think that this could be costly plunder. Sacrifice a creature or artifact, draw a card. Instant, 2 mana, same thing, same card, except you could sacrifice one of your artifacts, and we are playing a good number of them.
Neat.
There we go. Sorceries.
Primal Growth.
That's a ramp spell, but if you kick it, you sacrifice a creature and you get 2 land.
Correct.
Cool.
And they come into play untapped.
Very cool.
Card we don't see enough.
Yeah.
12 eyes.
Another insect text box card. This is put a 5/5 green beast creature into play, or put 5 1/1 insect creatures into play. Entwine for 3, so your total cost would be 9 mana, and you get 10 power worth of dudes.
All right.
A bunch of which are bugs.
I super like this card.
And another insect card.
Beacon of Creation.
Yes, this is the blue or the green beacon. Green 3, put a 1/1 green insect creature token into play for each forest you control, and then you shuffle Beacon of Creation back into your library. So that's like Howl of the Night Pact, except for bugs. Howl of the Bug Pack.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there
and
it
goes
is.
back into your library, and it costs less than Howl of the Night Pack.
There it is.
And-
Win.
And they cost a bunch of money, and because of Yavimaya.
Oh my god, that's an $18 card?
Yeah.
WTF.
Probably because of Yavimaya, because now all of your lands are forests. It's basically the new Cabal coffers.
Yeah, that card probably went up a little bit.
It's also cool. Like
It's also from Fifth Dawn, which is like 1,000 years ago.
Next up, we have
Arties. Hit us up with the mana rocks.
We have Skull Clamp, Phyrexian Altar, Icon of Ancestry, Expedition Map, Crucible of Worlds, Ashnod's Altar,
And Sol Ring.
I
don't know why you read Skull Clamp in a mana rock slot, but
because I was looking at it and I meant to say Sol Ring, but I said Skull Clamp instead.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, there it is.
Skull Clamp is also in here, by the by.
Very good with insects, right?
Yes,
because you just clamp them and draw 2 cards.
They small.
Yes,
they small.
Yeah, and I think a lot of our proper creatures are small, and we can get some of them back, right? Yeah. We are playing a Yavimaya Cradle of Growth in this deck, which would make our lands into forests. And are we? I don't remember if we're playing anything that turns our forests into bugs or nothing, so we could clamp those and then get them back with like the Crucible of Worlds that we're playing.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But Crucible of Worlds is in this deck to get lands back from your graveyard. Let's hit up the other artifacts. Whip of Erebos is the first one. You give that one a read.
Creatures you control have lifelink and black 2 tap. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste exile at the beginning of the next end step if it would leave the battlefield exile instead of putting it anywhere else.
That's Getter Backer.
And you can only activate it when you can activate a sorcery.
Sure.
But it's pretty cool.
That's a Getter Backer. Our next Getter Backer is Nim Deathmantle.
I like this one's an all-star in Hirobi. It is a 2-mana artifact, equipped for 4. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has Intimidate. What is Intimidate again?
You can only be blocked by creatures that are the same color as it and or artifact creatures. It's like Fear, but for any color.
Okay. And
it is.
It's also a black zombie. That's another thing that the equipment does. And whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from play, you can pay 4. If you do, return the creature to play and attach the Death Mantle to it.
Yeah, so you can get your own stuff back probably most of the time, but if something else dies, you can get their thing back, right?
It's your graveyard.
Oh, it's just ours.
Yeah, it's ours.
Oh, okay.
So
that's why I was thinking most of the time we just get back from our graveyard. Oh, yeah, because that's how the card works.
100% of the time, yeah. Maskwood Nexus.
This is creatures you control are every type.
Hell yeah.
So they're all insects now, right?
That's right.
And you could pay 3 tap, create a 2/2 blue, sure, shapeshifter bug token.
I don't know why they're blue.
I don't know. Probably because something else made blue changelings in Kaldheim, and they just wanted to make 1 token. It's probably just like a technicality that they had that card on the sheet printed already. So they're like, what else are we making tokens with? Nexus. Oh, well, we better make it a blue token. Yeah, it's just
that's fair. Also important about Maskwood Nexus, it's not just creatures you control, it's creatures that you play, it's creatures that are in your hand.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it changes everywhere. It's just like Conspiracy, which we're also playing.
Okay.
That's an enchantment. We're going to get to that later.
Does that mean we can search for bugs in our deck? Because our creature cards in our deck that too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all creatures all the time. I messed up on Icon of Ancestry. I thought it was a different card.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
not a mana rock. It's an artifact for 3. Comes into play. You choose Insect or another creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. And 3 tap. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal the creature type of the chosen type and put it in your hand.
That's kind of a card draw spell.
It's kind of neat.
And that's kind of a pump spell. And it's a very pretty foil.
Yeah, all that stained glass.
Yeah, I like good stained glass foil.
Old school.
Yeah.
Deep cut. Cryptic Gateway.
Crypty Gatey. Yeah, this is $8 now. That's fine.
I think that's okay for this card.
Yeah, this is a 5-drop artifact from Onslaught originally. Tap 2 untapped creature you control, and you can put a creature that shares a type from the battlefield from your hand onto the battlefield.
Is this another card that is just broken as sin with Intruder Alarm, Ryan?
Yes.
Go figure.
Well, you gotta like have cards in your hand.
Yeah, there's no way we could ever do that.
No, especially not in green or black. Or blue if you're playing Intruder Alarm.
And the last one is Altar of Dementia.
Altar of Dementi. Yeah, I think that you sack a creature to mill equal to that creature's power. So I think you just mill your whole dang ass self to get all 40 of your bugs into your graveyard. And then you ultimate grist and kill your opponents with 40 bugs in your graveyard.
Seems good.
Pretty cool. And you could mill way more than 40 if you have insect tokens, right? Yeah, and we are playing Parallel Lives, doubling season, so we could make more tokens than regular, right? We are playing a Grave Pact, so if we are sacrificing our tokens,
And a dick taste of Erebos.
nobody can attack us or do anything to us, right? Oh, you know what? You know one of the reasons that we have 107 cards in here, we have 2 Awakening Zones. One is in the ramp section, one is in the enchantment section. So there's one of our cuts. There's our first cut.
Oh, sweet.
106 cards now.
We're going to cut the entire ramp section.
Out of the Awakening Zone. Excellent. That seems like something we do on old CCO, isn't it?
And then we've already talked about Conspiracy.
Yep, that makes all your creatures into bugs.
So that hits all of our enchantments with the exception of Crawling Sensation, a card I just learned about this morning.
That sounds like it might be bug related.
It might be.
Give it a read.
It is an enchantment for green 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere for the first time each turn, put a 1/1 green insect creature token into play.
So it's mill, which is something that we have established we already want to do, and you get bugs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think the main payoff for mill thus far is...
Bugs.
Yeah, getting bugs into our graveyard, right? So when we ultimate Grist, which is only a -5, that's not that much. And with doubling season, we can do it immediately, right?
Yeah.
So I know that that's the caveat, like...
That's the caveat with every planeswalker that has green in it.
Exactly. But if we can mill and then get Grist out, that's a win con. We can attack with bugs and coat of arms. That's a win con. Let's look at some bugs.
Oh my god, here we go. Here we go, Ryan. There are 40 creatures in this deck. Not all of them are bugs, but quite a few of them are. We're going to start at the bottom because that's the most fun.
Yeah, how...
Why are yours arranged differently than mine, Ryan?
Because I had them organized to price because I was trying to figure out cuts.
Jesus. Let's start with Xantid Swarm. I love this card.
This is old school vintage card from like 10 years ago, hey? Do you remember that?
I do.
This is a 0/1 insect for 1 flying. When it attacks, defending player can't cast spells this turn. Take 0. You can't cast nothing.
That's a cool... I like that card. I do. I can't help it. Viscera Seer.
Sack Scry.
Symbiotic Beast.
Oh, yeah. This, whenever you see Symbiotic and the card is from Onslaught, when it dies, you get insects equal to its power. You get 4 insects in this case, 4 specifically, regardless of what Symbiotic Beast's power is, but that's what Symbiotic meant in Onslaught. And there was a vertical cycle. There was a common 1/1, an uncommon 4/4, and a rare 7/7. And that's what I'll say for when we hit the rest of those cards.
Okay.
Actually, are there any more in this deck? Now that I say that?
No. Not just this one.
Oh, you know what? I think I was doing 4 decks that are the same decks from different people made me think, oh, fuck yeah, there's 3 of those in this deck. Anyways.
Symbiotic Beast, also important to note, not a bug, but it does have really cool art. It's like a giant kind of, it looks like an insect, but it's got a bunch of grub brain worms blowing out of its head.
Yeah, 4 of them to be exact.
That is cool.
Yes.
One of my favorites. It actually took me a while when I was looking through the deck to realize what this actually was, because I didn't recognize the art, because it isn't Showcase.
Scoot Swarm. Yeah, Scoot Swarm. That is landfall. You get Scoot Swarms. If you got enough Scoot Swarms and lands, you get more Scoot Swarms.
Yeah, Scoot Swarm is so good.
Yeah.
We have Scoot Mob.
Scoot Mob. You get 5 or more lands, you put a +1 on it. Or 4 +1s on it, sorry.
It should be Scoot Gang.
Scoot Gang. Well, that's when we go back to Zendikar again.
Oh, yeah, Scoot Gang.
Yeah, it'll be like...
And the picture will just be them wearing, like freaking ripped up old pants and, like, big bomber jackets and shit, flipping coins and combing their hair.
You're thinking of like the
greasers,
the 1950s gang.
Yeah,
I was thinking like bandanas folded, hanging out of pockets, like Scoot Bloods, Scoot Crips. Anyways,
Sakura Tribuilder.
That gets you land.
Saber Ants.
Hey, here's one from Masked,
Masked
baby.
Special.
This is a 2/3 for 4, so it sounds like it's from Mercadian Masks.
Yep.
When it's dealt damage, you may put that many green insect creature tokens onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
There we go. You play this with Pestilence once a turn.
Fucking do.
Yeah, there you go.
Prowling Serpapod.
Your creature spells can't be countered, but it's not a bug.
Read what it is, right?
It's a snake cat, demon snake cat?
It's a cat snake.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Plague Crafter. We're playing Plague Crafter, we're playing Merciless Executioner, and we're playing the other one.
Fleshbag Marauder.
Yeah.
They all make you and everybody sacrifice Creech. So let's get those out of the way.
I like this one too, Phyrexian Swarmlord.
This is a bug. I didn't know this was a bug.
I like this card.
At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 green insect creature token with Mother Ass Infect. Yeah, and it too has Infect. And you put one on for each poison counter your opponents have. Yeah.
This is actually one case where that Swamp Mosquito we were talking about earlier might be a decent idea.
Because it gives you poison counters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Swamp Mosquito's black 1 for a flying 0/1. When it attacks and isn't blocked, defending player gets a poison counter.
And there you go. Get your Swamp Mosquitoes, kids. It's from Alliances, I think. And when you have a doubling season and you put a poison counter on somebody, I think that does that get doubled?
I think so.
I know you can proliferate them.
I think it does.
Hey, there we go.
Nantuko Vigilante.
Oh, he's a Vigilante. He's got Morphalanche. And when he's turned face up, he destroys an artifact or enchantment.
Nantuko Mentor.
Green 2, tap, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is that creature's power. So you double a creature's power.
Neat.
Yeah, there we go.
Nantuko Husk.
Sack a creature, it gets +2 until end of turn. You just sacrifice everybody you have when there's an opening and you just 40 somebody.
Yeah.
That's how that card worked in Standard back in the days of like Onslaught.
Yep.
And that's how it works now.
Some things never change. This is a card that I really like from Modern Horizons 1.
Maudie Ho.
Maudie Ho, if you will. Nantuko Cultivator.
Enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, put that many +1s on them, and draw that many cards. So it's kind of like Windfall myself and play a big dude.
The land cards, or the cards have to be land cards.
Oh, sure.
Which is...
Whatever.
But still, I think that's a cool-ass card, and is neat.
Yes. Look at this art.
Oh, I like this one. Mortipede.
What the hell? Green 2, all creature able to block Mortipede do so. It's a 4/1 bug.
Mortician Beetle.
Whenever a player sacks a creature, i.e. us, put +1 counter on Mortician Beetle.
It's not bad. It's a good one drop.
Yeah.
Mind Maggots.
Oh, disgusting. Enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards. For each card, you put a +1 on it.
It's a creature card, and it's 2 +1/+1s.
What? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's gooder.
Yeah, Mind Maggot's not too bad. Although I don't see that. That isn't the grossest art I've seen in Magic card.
No.
Have you seen Pulling Teeth?
Yes.
Pulling Teeth is the grossest art in Magic.
That's
I
gross.
think. Like that's
the worst.
Yeah, that's horrific. And there's like puppets made of barbed wire, and Pulling Teeth is definitely not close to the most horrific art. You knew this was coming if you've been following along reverse alphabetically. It's Mazarek Krull Death Priest.
Oh, whenever a player sacks another permanent, those are good qualifiers.
Yeah.
We put a +1 on each. This card that's a powerful Magic card.
Mazarek is so damn good.
Yeah, he's a good ass guy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Loam Larva.
Loam Larvae. This is a 1/3 for 2 bug. Enters the battlefield. Search your library for a basic land. Put it on top. That's fine.
It's there.
It's a bug, and it's gonna draw you a land if you need it.
Sure. Crawl Foragers.
This is a insect scout.
What?
Sure. Him and Golos are like best friends. Undergrowth is what that is, right? Undergrowth, yeah.
Yep.
When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature in your graveyard. Hey, that's going to gain you probably 10 life.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Kazandu Nectar Pot. Another one that I didn't recognize without the showcase art.
Oh, yeah. Landfall, you gain a life. So we've got some staying power, it sounds like. Life gain, life gain, life gain. Get her backers a little bit.
They're also bugs that don't suck.
Yeah, they're bugs that aren't just all flavor text.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Izoni Thousand Eyes.
Not a bug, but it does have Undergrowth. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green bug for each creature in your graveyard. And you can go black, green, sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life, and draw a card.
How about Iridescent Horn Beetle?
Horn Beetle.
Iridescently horny beetle.
Love it. This is a 5-drop, 3/4. At the beginning of your end step, you get a 1/1 insect creature token for each +1 you've put on creatures under your control this turn.
Mazarek, baby.
Yes. Very much so.
Hornet Queen.
And Hornet Nest.
Yes.
We're playing horny beetles, horny queens, and horny nests.
They make flying insects with death touch.
Yeah.
Either for coming into play or taking damage. I didn't know this was a bug.
I didn't either.
Hex Parasite.
Hexy P, if you will. Yeah, this is X Phyrexian Black. Remove X counters from stuff, right?
From target permanent.
That's fine.
Yeah. If you're not playing Hex Parasite, you should.
That's a gooder.
It's a really good card. Grim Haruspex.
This, not a bug, but it is whenever another non-token creature we control dies, draw a card. And that's going to be like frequent.
Yes, to me all the time.
Yep.
Grave Shell Scarab.
Grave Shell Scarab. You sacrifice it to draw a card, and she got Dredge 1. So you're going to get it back.
And then you can pay 5 to do it again.
Don't care. 6 mana, draw 2 cards per turn, Dredge 1. That's like drawing 3 cards for 6 mana. That's still not very good.
Can you...
But it's a bug.
I guess that's a bug. Glean Crawler.
Also a bug. A 6/6 bug.
It's a good one. It's a big bug.
Golgari hybrid. 3. Trample. Bug Horror 6/6. At the beginning of your end step, return to your hand all creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So you get all your stuff back that you sacrificed.
You can sacrifice it all to Mazarek to make a bunch of tokens to make all your dudes really big and then get them all back with Glean Crawler. It's neat.
Yeah. Mind you, then they're not in your graveyard anymore because, like for Grist's Ultimate, but if you make maybe a bunch of tokens like your symbiotics and the things that we want to be doing, you sack them all to your
Nantuko Husk.
Yes, and your Phyrexian Altar, you Glean Crawler them all. Oh no, but you can't do that because it's at the end of turn.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You need a...
Nantuko Husk, Mazarek, you're going to beat some face.
Yes.
And then you'll get them all back.
Yes.
Yep.
I like this one. Giant Ataphage.
Yeah, this is like a commander bug. This is a 7-drop, 7/7 trampler, deals combat damage to a player, can create a token that's a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, create 2, 3 if you got doubling season parallel lives. You start sacrificing stuff to make them 8/8, 9/9, 10/10. All of a sudden it's like, and then they all get +3 or 4, 5 from Coat of Arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, this deck's going to beat late game, I think.
Endless Cockroaches.
Endless Do not Google. This is a 1/1 for 3. When it dies, you return it to your hand. It's good with Skull Clamp.
Mm-hmm.
Very good with Skull Clamp. Actually, even better with Skull Clamp when you've got when you can put +1s on it, so it doesn't actually die, and then you sacrifice it to your Ashnod's Altar, so you get more mana out of it, and you still draw the cards, and you're making mana so you can cast it again.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. That card secretly gets better when you have Ashnod's Altar and +1 counters.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the art on Dusk Shell Crawler.
This is a new Madi Ho-Ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is new. A 0/3 for 2 insect. Enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with a +1 on it has Trampski.
I like how it's a light, but it's sitting on top of a light. So it's like, why is it up there? What's it doing? What is the point of the bug? Is he just helping out? Is he like, I don't think this street lamp is bright enough. I'm going to help you guys out?
I think he's going to jump off it and bite your face off.
You think, or is he like, he's hiding up there to get you?
That.
Okay, all right. Moving on. We have Devouring Swarm.
Yeah, sacrifice a creature. Devouring Swarm gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a 2/1 flyer. So it's kind of like Nantuko Husk and also a bug, but not quite as big because it's got flying.
Crash of Rhino Beetles.
Oh, baby. Crash of Rhino Mother-Ass Beetles. Good name. Good name. 5/5 Trampler for 5. Gets +10/+10 if you have 10 or more lands. It's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
That's a funny. Just the numbers on it are funny and the name, hey. And it's a bug.
Commander staple at this point. Caustic Caterpillar.
Yeah, Commander staple just because there's so many goddamn Marin decks.
Yeah.
You sack it to disenchant or something. Naturalize something, I guess.
Broodhatch Nantuko.
Yeah, it's a bug druid. He's a druid. He's got morph. When he's dealt damage, you create that many 1/1 bugs. So you got him face down, and they're like, oh, take 20, but it doesn't have trample. You flip him up, bug you. Yeah, that's how that works.
Beladros Witherbloom.
Oh, man. What if this guy's a bug dragon?
What if he made bugs?
Yeah, he doesn't do either of those things.
Got him.
Caught him. No, this is at the beginning of each end step, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with when it dies, you gain you gain a life, and you can pay 10 life to untap lands once each turn. This
Caught him.
This
Caught him.
is a $21 card in a deck that has 107 cards that has no bug relation.
Caught it.
This does untap all your land, though.
Caught it.
Got him.
Got him.
Caught him.
Got him.
Last creature.
Last creature is, I'm glad we saved the best for last, Shitty Sliver Queen.
AKA Ant Queen.
Yes.
Ant Queen is the queen of the bugs here. And it's a 5/5 for 5 insect. Green 1, put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield.
There it is.
Yeah. This is a good one. That's a good one. You can dump mana into it that you get from your Ashnod's altar or your Phyrexian altar, and then you can just make more bugs, sacrifice them, skull clamp them, do what you will with them.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. That's the whole deck.
That's the deck. Now, a couple things. We only identified 2 cards to cut, so we would be down to 105. But as we move through the show and in the budget section, I think we've got a couple more to cut.
And there's a couple of things that you can just cut, either for flavor or for just, I don't know, I guess money.
Money, yeah.
Money you could cut for money as well, or just some stuff that's just sort of there.
Yeah. Let's move to strengths and weaknesses, though.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Now, we highlighted near the top of the show that we've got decks from Brandon Hunter, Chris Von Doom, Anthony Buckhole, Tyler Coates. All of those guys sent us 4 different decks that are all different.
They're like we kind of talked about Von Doom and
Anthony's decks being sort of the same,
but they're pretty different when you look at them. They're just kind of more Golgari than this one is.
Yeah, and that's why we didn't necessarily feature those like we are Brandon's deck today, but they are different, and they are creatively different with how their custom categories are recognized. And what that really means is, like, how do I think of this card? What does this card do?
Yeah.
Right? And either flavorfully or mechanically, and that makes them interesting and unique and shows that Grist and the Nation is able to provide us some build versatility. That's the bullet point, Joe. That's what it is.
Yes.
Just so you know. And I think that's great. I think that tribal leader for a newly supported tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got some bugs that are from the recent Ravnica block and from Madi Ho Ho.
I like that they used I don't really know how to articulate this as words, which is weird because I'm a radio guy and a podcaster professional.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they, instead of just printing here's a really good insect commander, they just printed like a cool new, like mechanically cool card.
Yeah.
That just so happened
To say insect on it.
Exactly. I really appreciate that.
I actually like that as well, because it's so easy and it's so on the nose to just say, insects you control get +1/+1. Oh, here's the bug commander. Or
Yeah.
right? Like, that's super easy.
Every time an insect comes into play, create a food token or something, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff like that. But they just did something that was really unique, and they just were like, bugs.
Bugs, yeah. And it fits right into, as we've demonstrated, it fits right into what Golgari wants to do with the graveyard. And a lot of bugs care. Like, we've seen some bugs that had undergrowth. We see some bugs that care about lands, which might be a thing that Green-Black wants to care about with their graveyard. Like, we are playing Crucible of Worlds. Any lands that are of note, like we're playing a Swarmyard and a Yavimaya.
We've also got an Urborg and a Cabal Coffers.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that in the budget section.
There's a Reliquary Tower, a Thespian Stage, a Phyrexian Tower.
Your Thespian Stage probably becomes like a Cabal Coffers, so you can make all kinds of mana.
If you're going to play the Cabal Coffers big mana package, you also have to play that, what is it, from Odyssey, that untaps a land.
Yes. We never remember what that card's called. And Joe always has it on the screen.
Yeah, there's that one and the one that you sacrifice to get a land back from your graveyard to your hand. Those are the 2 that you always play together with the Urborg package.
Yeah.
But we never remember the name of them.
Yeah. Well, let's keep looking at the strengths and weaknesses real quick. Insects go way back. Like
Yes.
how many we talk about from Mirage and like Alliances and stuff like 1996.
Yeah, there's hundreds of
They're
bug
older
cards
than my
you can
brother.
play. They're older than lots of the people listening to this show.
Yes.
So it
yes.
encourages people to go way back into Magic to look for their cards, and that's pretty cool.
That's right. And like I said at the top of the show, 145 different insects, 19 more that say insect in the text box that aren't bugs themselves, I should mention, which is cool. Unique, interesting, sort of in vogue because Grist has like 118 decks on EDH Rec or whatever, right? So people are building it, and it's interesting to talk about, hey, did you see this list? Do you compare my list? I went bug tribal. Oh, I went good stuff, right?
And with the reopening and everybody getting back into paper Magic, the odds of you running into another Grist deck may be higher than you'd think, and it's something that you could, unlike a Squirrel deck or something, I hate to be dunking on our Squirrel deck playing peeps out there, but you could compare your Grist list, and I'll bet you your decks are going to be pretty different.
You Grist lists.
Grist lists.
Yeah. No, that might be a way to flip it around, right? I've got a note here: value, graveyard, Golgari, good stuff, etc. And
Yeah.
that could be what Grist is. And do we flip that over and say that's a positive that exists, or is that a negative and you might run into other people doing the same thing?
Well, we talked about build versatility being a strength, and I don't think you're going to, even if you do run into somebody that's doing, this is Grist, but with aristocrats in it, your lists are probably still going to be pretty different depending on how heavily you lean into the insects or the Golgari graveyard stuff or the aristocrat stuff or the recursion stuff. There's lots of different stuff that Golgari does, and depending on how heavily you lean into it will determine on how similar your decks are going to be. But I think overall you're going to see some pretty good versatility here.
Okay, versatility is good if it ends up being that there is kind of an established way to build the deck that people end up liking. That's a weakness. So
Yes.
and I think that'll come down to what are the best 25 insects, and those are the ones that are going to be in the deck. Which is a weakness because you're going to see the insect tribal deck that is the same as the other insect tribal deck specifically. I like this one because it's got 40 and you could mill them all, and then you could kill somebody with an ultimate.
You got to have a Maskwood Nexus for that to work because some of our creatures aren't bugs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But we do have tokens.
Yes.
Which is, okay,
But the
cool.
tokens aren't in the graveyard.
Yeah, you're right. Next weakness, and this is more of a question
Okay.
because we see some creatures that aren't bugs in the deck. Is the insect tribe good enough?
No.
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 Hard no?
Hard no. No.
Hard no.
Bugs, on average, I think, aren't very good.
Okay.
And when you're playing a whole bunch of cards that are marginal to not very good, your deck becomes a little shakier.
Okay.
And I think we're going to see cooler bugs as we go on.
That was my next question.
Like, the bugs are on the way up. They are. You're going to see the rise of the bugs.
Buy bugs now before they go up. Buy bugs before Elon Musk tweets bugs.
Yeah, Papa Elon's going to take the bugs to the moon.
Yeah, that's
whoop,
it.
whoop. But I don't know. I think that they're a tribe that's going to get better as we go along, like cats, like dinosaurs.
Do you think it'll be incidental or very purposeful like pirates were? I think it'll be incidental, like we got in Zendikar, where there's like a couple bugs and like Scoot Swarm just happens to be really good.
Exactly.
It'll be incidental. We'll see a new bug that's like, it's like a bug wizard.
Yeah.
In a Golgari like precon.
If we ever do the Magic cross with Dark Sun that I'm just salivating over them doing one day, one of the races on Dark Sun in the world is a bunch of bug people. So you have like bug warriors and bug wizards and bug defilers and bug gladiators. Hell yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking when we do Lord of the Rings, we'll get a Sheila bug, but that'll be a spider. Spiders are distinctly not insects.
Spiders,
in Magic.
not bugs. Yeah.
I bust my big spider butt bubble.
Yeah.
10,000 spiders come out of it. Oh, gross.
One of the weaknesses that I don't know if you have there, but something that I was thinking about as we've been doing the show, because bugs are so old, they a lot of the kind of quirky, interesting cards might be a little bit trickier to find, and if insect tribal kind of takes off, you might find a scarcity and thus a jump in price. And I always hate when you're going to build kind of a janky theme deck, but you got to go out and spend $4 or $5 per card.
Yeah.
I hate that. And we're not
Yeah.
MTG Finance here, but that's always a feel bad thing. We just want to build kind of a fun deck like this one, and now it costs you $700 because lots of other people have ideas.
Random non-reserved list uncommon from like Tempest or whatever.
Yeah, it just costs you $10 because it's old. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Lots of times you'll see that from like the Invasion to maybe the Masks era to, I don't know, Mirrodin, where it's like, yeah, this uncommon is like Isochron Scepter was a good example. It got up to $20 last year. The year before it was like $20 before it was reprinted in like Ultimate Masters or something.
It's insane.
Yeah. Uncommon from Mirrodin. Anyways, budget style.
Ooh.
Brandon Hunter's Insect Tribal deck, as it sits, 107 cards in all, $573. And we did mention some pretty spendy things.
Yeah.
Now, we cut a Bellatrix, Witherbloom, and we did cut a
Awakening Zone.
Awakening Zone. How many monies is Awakening Zone?
$4.
$4. So we've cut about $25 out of the deck. Now, I think that the deck could go without Cabal Coffers, Nykthos, and Urborg. And that would cut about $100 more. So that's like 103 plus like 25. Let's say $130 we cut out right there.
You could probably dump Tower too if you're gonna do all the. I mean, that one you have to maybe. Now we're cutting 3 land. Now you gotta maybe add a land. So we'll leave Phyrexian Tower.
Okay, yeah, leave Phyrexian Tower because it is a sack outlet too, and we do care about that.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. And then I have Phyrexian Altar. And now I did mention a couple ways that card is good in this deck, but that card's good in every deck in the ways that I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Right? And it is up to, like, the reprint of it is up to $63. Again.
It's outrageous.
The foil from Invasion. I'm just never going to own it.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, man.
Yeah.
I feel your pain. I do.
Oh, dang. That's okay. You know what? Last one, Crucible of Worlds. Do we need it is the question.
I don't think so.
That's like gets us to 100 cards, and it cuts like 100 and fucking $200 and some dollars off the deck. So we're looking at like less than $350.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
And I know why Crucible's in here, and I sympathize with it because I do the same thing. Whenever I build a deck that's built around dumping shit into the graveyard, I always play Crucible because
you get it in the first stack of 120 cards you got to cut down from.
Yeah, and I'm down to 101. I'll keep the Crucible because I'm going to probably put all my lands into my yard. If I'm mana fucked, I can play them back with Crucible. That's always going to be good. So I get why it's here, but I don't think you need it. You're playing 37 land. You've got a bunch of ramp. I don't think you necessarily need that recursion for your land.
Okay, I like it. And if you do, I mean, maybe you cut the worst bug in your deck.
Yeah.
Which there's plenty of those to go around.
Yeah, there's some. As much as I like Dusk Scale Crawler, you could probably dump it.
Or whatever. Maybe not that one because it's 2 mana, but whatever. Whichever one you want. Whichever one you want to get to 100 cards, right? And then boom.
Yeah, we're there.
Bugs. And remember that $250 or whatever, or $350, whatever I said, that does include Parallel Lives and a Doubling Season and a Yavimaya Cradle of Vitality, all still in the deck if you have those cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Spice Calculator?
Spice Calculator.
All right. So, at the time of the notes, 115 decks on EDH. That makes it the 34th among Golgari Commandees. Puts
her right below the OG Golgari commander from Ravnica, Sisters of Stone Death.
Oh, man.
And right above fellow Madi Ho-Ho commander joining the team in Karth the Lion.
There we go. So right in the thick of it with some great stuff.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Average CMC, 3.47.
It's fine.
Tutors, none.
Ooh, didn't even use the one allowable one.
Didn't even use one. No. And uniqueness rating. This is cards different than the stock page for Grist on EDHREC.com.
I'm super interested, actually.
25 different cards.
That's surprising. I like that.
Yeah, and when I went through and I'm looking at the creature section on EDHREC.com, there was lots of bugs, and I'm like, oh, that's a good bug. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I know this one. Oh, that one's good. How come not this one? How come not this one, right? And it could be just a question of digging through the bulk dredges of your box and, here's a bug, got them, right? Versus going to FusionGamingOnline.com and finding the best bugs that there are.
And then using special promo code CCO Fusion 5 to get 5% off those cards when you order them.
Exactly. You might just, just dig and find the bugs that you want, right? But I did see some cards that I recognized, and I did see some bugs and cards that I thought would be good in the deck, and it was like, I wonder.
Blex was one of them, hey?
Yeah, because he gives +1 to insects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. And I mean, there's lots of like land stuff. There's bugs that have infect. Then there's Triumph of the Hordes. You probably don't need Triumph of the Hordes if you have a Crawl Death Priest or a Mazarek.
Yeah.
Because he'll just give all your guys big enough that infect doesn't matter.
Like, yeah, he'll still hit you for 10, but he'll get you for 10 8 times.
Yes.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. So cool deck. Lots of bugs to choose from. Like the last couple times we were introduced to a new tribe via a commander, like pirates, like we were with cats in 2017.
Dinosaurs was another one.
Dinosaurs, yes. There wasn't that many. Remember when we did our first dinosaur thing? There was like 23 dinosaurs across 2 sets.
Yeah, that was hard. And I had to add an extra color to it.
Yeah, there was like 13 dinosaurs, and then like 7 or 8 cards were errated to be dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Versus bugs have always been a part of Magic's limited environments. So there's over 150 cards to choose from. I think that's really cool.
Neat.
Now, card of the week.
We'll get there, Ryan. Let's finish doing the spice calculator first.
We didn't even finish.
No.
Oh,
no, come on, man. Come on.
Okay, 25 uniqueness rating. Punch it all in, 43.6.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good considering that it is a new tribe, and just refer back to everything I said 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And we're doing something 4 different ways that is 4 different ways unique.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now we can do card of the week. I think I got it this week. It's going to be a suggestion, just reprinted in Maudie Ho Ho.
Oh.
And I'll bet you $1, $1 Canadian, Ryan, that just based on the art, we're going to see this possibly reprinted again in the werewolf set that's coming up later this year.
Oh yeah, the werewolf, or maybe a werewolf commander deck for Innistrad werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what it is now. It's Patriarch's Bidding.
Patriarch's Bidding, Maudie Ho Ho. Pretty steep price decline since
Right?
the printing.
Whoa.
And of course, in stock at FusionGamingOnline.com. CCO Fusion 5 promo code, get you 5% off. If you're going to buy the cards anyways, we ask that you go there, see if they got what you need, use the promo code. It lets everybody at Fusion know their partnership with CCO is a good one, and that people in the nation are smart and frugal shoppers.
All those things are true.
Yeah.
Also, in case you don't know, Patriarch's Bidding is a sorcery for Black 3. Each player chooses a creature type. In our case, we're going to pick Bug. And then you return all creatures of types chosen this way to play. So you mill all your bugs with Grist, and then you Patriarch's Bidding them all back into play, and then you just slap lips off onto dinks that fall into the dirt.
Oh, yeah, because +1, you create an insect, and then you mill one, and if it's an insect, you repeat the process.
Yeah.
Do you repeat the process making the bug, or do you repeat the process when you do you just mill?
If you mill a bug,
Yes.
you get an additional loyalty counter onto Grist,
Oh.
and then you just do it again. So hypothetically, Grist could be, in a perfect world, at like 44 loyalty the turn she comes into play.
Neat.
That's pretty cool. It's one of those unique things. It's neat.
It's one of the unique things where you find a way to draw your entire library, and then you scroll rack your hand. So 40 bugs are on top, and scroll rack's in the list, in the stock list on EDH. You scroll rack, you plus your Grist, and then what do? Then you temporal extortion somebody and say take an extra turn, right? And then
Like everything we're doing right now.
you play a Platinum Empyrean, and then you create 3 token copies of it, donate them to your opponent so they can't pay life for your temporal extortion. So we have to take an extra turn. We minus Grist them after we morality shifted our entire bug graveyard into our bug library into our graveyard.
Oh my god.
Is that the combo?
That's yes.
Nobody can be mad. Nobody can be mad if it takes our whole deck, right? I need every single card for this combo to work. In your hand? No, my whole fucking deck, bro.
Yeah, I'm into it. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
So we made some suggestions. We card of the week. We found a freaking sweet infinite combo.
Oh, and if anybody's interested in the steep price decline and wants the original Onslaught, because that was a tribal set, if they want the Onslaught versions of Patriarch's Bidding, a clean 60 Canadian, minus 5%, of course. And if you want the foil, a cool $150.
Wow.
But if you want the foil with the werewolf from Madi Ho-Ho, yeah, $6. Let's cut some decimal points off and just sell the same piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. That's good stuff. And if you're buying from the land of the free, remember that their singles prices are all in Canadian.
Yeah. So
when we say $6,
it's like $1.
it's like $1. Yeah.
25 cents.
Yeah.
Oh.
7 out of 10.
Yeesh.
Oh man. So big thanks to everybody who sent lists in, not just the grist lists, but everybody who's been contributing and wanting to be part of the art of the arc of
deck building.
There it is.
Yeah, keep them coming, my friends. We do love looking at them. We got lots to get through, but we will keep doing this arc as long as we keep getting lists. As long as there's a list that you guys want help with, we'll keep doing them, because these are a lot of fun for Ryan and I hope for all of you as well.
Just make sure they're unique and interesting, and it's not like, I'm trying to take this deck from 8 power to 9 power, or 9 power to 10 power, right? And if it's like, if it's another grist list where it's like, I run 38 bugs instead of 40, for example, right? Like, give us something that's unique and interesting that people are going to be excited to hear about. That's the call out to CCO Nation, is give us the deck that has the combo in it that I have to find that I just described with grist.
Yeah.
Right? Like, give us those. Give us those pieces of crap.
Big thanks to FusionGamingOnline.com. They are our business daddies. They give us deals. They give you deals through special promo code CCO Fusion 5. Thank you all for being here, giving us a reason to step into the studio, make a new show each and every week, and taking us into your ear holes and your eye holes and any other hole that you take the show into.
Your bug hole.
Oh, I like that.
I like
that. Who knows what hole that is? I've seen a lot of movies. Okay, that could be any hole.
Gross.
I appreciate versatility. Just like grist, it's versatile. Speaking of grist and versatility, we are going to be back tomorrow with another super exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!